Winter is coming for the Russian-Ukraine war, and it is as literal as it is euphemistic. You won't believe the arsenal that Russia has at their disposal. The advent of the Russian-Ukraine war has sparked conversations about the types of weapons nations currently possess, their damage capacity, and even how the current rising tensions may lead to their use in a World War III scenario. But one nation that has been the most focused in these conversations is Russia and their weapons of mass destruction. As the antagonist of this story, what do they have to hide? And exactly how dangerous are they? Let's find out. But while we are at it, you might want to subscribe to this channel for exclusive updates on further weapon developments and stories. That being said, here is something you probably didn't know about one of the most powerful nations on Earth. It has been estimated that Russia has the world's largest arsenal of nuclear weapons, numbering up to a total of 4,477 nuclear weapons. Out of this number, 1,912 of them are thought to be tactical nuclear weapons. Is it any surprise that Russia and its leaders would take certain bold decisions and moves, such as they have in recent months? Also, this kind of record gives context to why the president of Russia has been issuing more dire warnings about the potential use of nuclear weapons since the first week of the war in Ukraine, especially after he raised the level of alertness for his nuclear arsenal. Now he is making threats to use nuclear weapons in order to defend the area of Ukraine that Russia has unlawfully acquired. Putin has clearly stated that he is not bluffing, and those who try to blackmail Russia with nuclear weapon should know that the weather vane can point towards them. You would probably ooze such confidence and defiance too if you had over 4,000 nuclear weapons, wouldn't you? But does this make everyone else cower in fear? There might be a good reason to, as the rest of the world and allies of Ukraine find themselves in a tight position where the lack of caution and intervention could practically cause World War III. In fact, in the event that the situation were to worsen and NATO became involved, the most catastrophic consequence that could occur would be a strategic nuclear exchange between Russia and NATO. Under these circumstances, both sides would work toward the goal of the total destruction of the enemy by aiming their fire at each other's cities and other important strategic targets. And although Russia would most definitely lose, she would not go down without a fight. To paint a picture of how deadly Russia can be, you should know that at one time, Russia was in possession of the greatest arsenal of chemical weapons in the world. These weapons include nerve agents like sarin and VX, as well as mustard gas and the poisonous gas phosgene. In spite of Russia's claims that it had eliminated its chemical weapons stockpile by 2017, the fact that it used the nerve toxin Novichok in assassination attempts in 2018 and 2020 proves that it still possesses such weapons. Russia possesses a wide variety of nuclear weapons designated for tactical and strategic use. Some are intended for use by the Navy, others are intended for use by the Air Force, and others are intended for use by the ground forces, either in surface-to-surface short-range missiles or in surface-to-air air defenses. All of these systems are designed to work in conjunction with one another. Since it takes more power to break through something, like an underground bunker, than it does to stop an oncoming warplane, the yield of either of these weapons vary depending on the purpose of the attack. Due to the way tactical weapons are used, it is possible that they have lower explosive yields than strategic weapons. However, that is not always the case. The majority of today's tactical nuclear weapons have an explosive power that is significantly higher than that of the nuclear bombs that the United States unleashed on Hiroshima and Nagasaki during the Second World War. What's more, all of these weapons are kept in varying quantities in Russia's arsenal. For instance, Russia may deploy the majority of its 500 nuclear weapons that are part of its tactical air force. These nuclear weapons include air-to-surface cruise missiles and gravity bombs, both of which have the potential to wreak significant damage. In terms of their operational capabilities, tactical nuclear weapons should be able to blow large, gaping breaches in the lines of the enemy. As a result, they could make it easier to breach the Ukrainian defenses or offer a means to eliminate vital NATO targets such as airfields or important staging areas. What's worse, the deployment of Russian chemical weapons would have horrifying consequences, not just in terms of the number of lives that would be lost, but also in terms of the areas that would be rendered uninhabitable as a result of the damage. A single contact on the skin could bring about death in a matter of seconds or minutes. The process of decontaminating the damaged regions would also be extremely challenging and potentially hazardous. Hans Christensen, director of the Nuclear Information Project for the Federation of American Scientists, has mentioned that once nukes come into the picture, all bets are off. But as far as the world knows, eyes are being kept on Russia's nuclear weapon developments for an early interception before they can even be launched. But does that make anyone safer? Kindly share your thoughts with us below in the comments section. Also, do you see how the presidents in Hollywood movies always press a big red button to release nukes? Yeah, that subscribe button is your own red button, which will help blow up this channel to the right place. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.